Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews. So just recently, and I'm filming this right now after the 100 Season 5 finale just aired, and wow, we got a lot to talk about. I'll discuss in general what I liked, what I disliked, and where I think the series goes from here, if it should go on from here after what I just saw in the finale. So Season 5 picks up 6 years later. We have all our groups scattered around in different pockets of the globe with, Bellamy and his crew up out in outer space. Clark is with Maddie, who is played by Lowell Flannery in a recasting after the finale happened. And we have everyone down in the bunker, and we all wonder, why can't they get out of the bunker? After 6 years, Clark finally thinks, oh yes, they're going to come down. But instead, escaped prisoners from a mining colony have arrived, and there are about so many of these escaped prisoners that we only get to know a few of them. One includes Colonel Dioza, played by Ilian Milvic, I think that's her name. And the other couple are Shaw, who helped them escape, McCrory, who's evil, and Vision, who we only come to fully realize is truly mad and insane later on, even though he has facets of his own personality. We come to understand why, yes, the people under the bunker couldn't come up, is that they were buried underneath in rubble. Things go south very quickly. And so eventually, Bellamy and his crew come down. Of course, it's not all warm and fuzzy folks, but meeting with the prisoners, they come to realize, oh yes, they're sick. They need a doctor, and the doctor is buried underneath the ground. They decide to help them, and then basically, they come to realize, oh yes, Octavia is running a gladiator cult, which is only being described as a gladiator cult because they refer to that. And Octavia really has gone mad, or at least she appears to have gone mad, given the fact that, yes, after 6 years and between 1,200 people, it's now down to 814. Essentially, this is the Garden of Eden story, and Dioza and Octavia, clearly, they realize no one can, look, there's no way both of them can share the valley. They all have to do what they do in order to get the valley, and then in the finale, it's all-out war to get to the valley. Now, let me just say what I like about this season is that this season, we push everyone to their logical extreme, to the logical conclusion of how far are you willing to survive. Maybe one of the best representations of this is how Rothenberg basically pushes everyone's relationship off a cliff, and how some relationships, well, some just are immediately frayed, like Bellamy's crew. Relationship, while it remains strained, they at least talk to each other. Murphy and Amori, they remain strained, although he has a nice arc of redemption in this season, even though he fully comes to realize that Amori might not want to be with him anymore because he really just has a hero complex. Also, how Bellamy and Octavia's relationship just basically is destroyed, and hopefully you get some sense in the finale. Yes, there is some reconciliation, or at least they're trying to reconcile. The person I'll also say deserves an MVP for this is Dinespor Indra, who coincidentally is nominated for an Emmy for American Horror Story. Nominate her for this performance, folks. It's amazing. She comes to realize, and so does Gaia to a certain degree, that, oh yes, we've created a monster here in the form of Octavia, and even though they realize that was then, and when at least Gaia comes to realize, oh yes, Maddie is indeed of Nightblood, they come to the solid realization that yes, that Maddie is a good choice to become a commander, even though she's 12 years old, which quite frankly, would anyone want to be a commander at the age of 12? Each group here is formed by their own actions. Like, Bellamy's group is essentially almost pacifist in some way. Clark is a motherly figure to Maddie. She's mothers her to death and comes to realize later on, oh yes, I'm stifling this girl's development for all we know. Paige Shergill also gives decent work here as a woman who's opiate addicted. Now, I'm not wild about the storyline, but clearly she does amazing work here as a woman who's basically pushed off to the edge of her cliff as well by saying, at least Kane at one point says, hey, choose me or the opioids, and clearly that doesn't end all that well. Also, you get a clear sense that all the slogans, all the phrases people say, the name of survival, that doesn't mean anything anymore because, quite frankly, they all come to realize, yes, we're all-run people. We don't deserve sympathy, although we kind of do deserve sympathy for some people who are willing to do what they do. What I don't really like about this season is that, oh yes, again, we get deaths this season. Jaha, I'm sorry, I don't really find sympathy for. Again, I wanted Jaha to die the last couple of seasons, and he gets a death. I guess that's supposed to be heroic. And I guess if you find that heroic, congratulations. Also, we're introduced this season to a woman named Cooper, who I guess after 6 years down in the bunker became a foil for Indra. And I found myself thinking, she gets a death here that I know is supposed to be, oh, this is horrific. How could someone do this to her? And I just found myself thinking, this is laughable. It's laughable. I know it's supposed to be horrific, but I don't find any sympathy for her. I don't know her very well. If it was on longer, yes, I would have some sympathy for her. I mean, yes, The Hunter has done a reasonably decent job of trying to show you characters that you've grown to love, you grow to care about, but when it's come to die, you feel pain for them. Also, here's another thing, and I hate to spoil this, so spoiler alert. Okay, basically, the people down in the bunker had to engage in cannibalism. Yeah, that comes way too late. Here's the thing. I immediately guessed when they mentioned, oh, the dark year, please don't discuss that. And it takes till episode 11 to finally confirm that. Now, some people may think, oh, I didn't know, but let me just say, how else do you not figure that there are no dead bodies in the bunker? I mean, yes, I think at one point Abby says, oh, we have a refrigerator. As much as I like the cannibalism aspect, it's like finally we've gone to that extreme. At some point, it's like, yes, Octavia is justifying cannibalism, but is she justified in burning down Maji's farm in the bunker? No, she isn't. She's quite frankly, again, she has a screw loose. Again, you know, you think to yourself, okay, couldn't these people rise above their shit and work together and live together in the Valley of Eden? Well, this is The Hunter, where nothing ever is actually full of hope. Lisa Russberger has said that this season or show has ever been about hope. Oh, well, I just wish there would be some hope for these characters because they've been run through the muck. And at one point, and also the fact that I am not the biggest fan of the Flame storyline. I just never thought that was a fascinating concept to begin with, although it is kind of fascinating to think that, okay, Manny has a flame, and she has memories of Lexa. Wouldn't that raise some awkward conversations, particularly at dinner? Yeah, you slept with my past life. Hopefully that could be explored next season. Now, one of the things that I find sort of odd, like, now, okay, we eventually get to the finale, and here's the thing. Jason Rothberger said, I have plans for 5 seasons. It gets renewed. It goes on for 6 or 8 seasons, and part of me genuinely felt that this should have been the series finale. And then again, the CW, it needs content. The fact that, yes, iZombie, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, Jane the Virgin are all being canceled, and trust me, folks, I don't give a shit about either. Charmed, All American, who wants a Roswell, New Mexico reboot? I really don't know. And then also that there's one series about a blind woman who solves her boyfriend's murder. I think it's supposed to be a comedy. We're getting season 7 regardless because of the fact that, yes, maybe the show can end at 100 episodes. Isn't that fascinating, folks? Or that'd be a great way to symbolize the show. In the series is one that I just clapped at because one couple gets the happy ending. Almost no one ever gets that happy ending. Everything that I really don't really care about is all, again, the fandom shippers are going crazy. Why aren't Bulwark together? Or why is Bellamy with Ducko? They should be together. They should Bulwark. It's like, oh, where's Nyla? Is she eaten? No. I mean, Jessica Orman is not given really anything to do this season, but that pales in comparison to Chelsea Ritz Harper, who is given really nothing to do. Also, I guess, apparently next season, the majority of the writers are leaving. So I don't know where, again, maybe a new set of writers will come and fully realize, oh yes, this season should be about this. And I guess apparently Tessa Taylor, who plays Echo, wants to join the writer's room. Good luck to her. She wants to direct an episode. Good luck to her, although I think it's confirmed that Bob Morley is going to direct an episode. And Cusack is going to return, even though we often wonder why the heck would he want to return in that particular state. So folks, 100 Season 5, have you seen it? What did you think? As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, and enrich yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes,